So I make YouTube videos all around the world, and I like to tell stories about how Bitcoin is being used in the real world. The work that they're doing in Turin, or Torino, which I just learned means little bull in Italian, is really inspiring. There's a lot of young, ambitious, hardworking Italians who do a lot of work to make sure that Bitbolito is well known around the Bitcoin space. And on top of that, they wear this really cute cow on their t-shirts, which you'll see on Francesco's t-shirt as well. Apparently there's some hidden meaning behind it. I have no idea what it is just yet. But basically, they do cool stuff. I really want to visit, and as a way of visiting, we have Francesco on the stage today to explain to us how students made Turin a Bitcoin city. So I know it's still early, I know we're all still waking up, but please make some noise for Francesco this morning. Welcome.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning, everybody. Nice to have you here. So, my name is Francesco Pelle, as said, and I'm the president of Bitbolito, that is a student team from Politecnico of Turin. And today I'm gonna tell you how a group of students has made Turin a Bitcoin city. So let's start from the beginning. So Bitbolito started 5 years ago. Turin, you may know, is one of the most important cities in Italy. It's almost 1 million inhabitants. And inside of Turin, there is the Politecnico of Turin, that is a really good engineering school, one of the best in Italy and all over Europe. But 5 years ago, even though many people were starting digging into Bitcoin, understanding the potential and the value that Bitcoin could bring to the society, there was no one speaking about Bitcoin publicly. So was zero active Bitcoin meetup. And this was bad because it's good to have places where to discuss about Bitcoin, about what you're studying, what you are understanding, and confront with people. So 3 students had a really good idea. So they were friends, they were starting understanding, they were among the people that were understanding why Bitcoin were so powerful, there's so much potential. So they choose to start talking about Bitcoin inside the university. They were computer engineer students, and they choose to start from speaking about technical stuff. So as engineers, they started talking about technical stuff. This was the interest in the university back then. So a lot of Web3, blockchain, and stuff, but no one were really interested about Bitcoin. And this, talking about the technical stuff, was the key for them to let the university and professor get interested about it and let them have a space inside the university. So, as you may know, February 2020 was not the best period to start doing events and stuff inside the university, but they really believed in it, and they started contacting the most Italian Bitcoiners in Italy, and they started doing live streaming, talking about Bitcoin and bringing Bitcoin to the students. So we had Giorgio Salvatore with Giacomo here, Giorgio is here, and was the beginning of the journey of Bitbolito. So now 5 years has passed, so many things has happened. We did a lot of stuff in Turin in these years. And along these years, we defined what is the goal of Bitbolito, what is our mission. And the mission of Bitbolito is bridging university and the Bitcoin industry. Because we believe that for any innovation, for any technology to develop, we need talents to put their effort and their energy to work to solving problems. What we know is that inside our university, there are a lot of talents. So, and we need that in the Bitcoin industry, there is a lot of needs of talents. So there are still a lot of problems to solve. Bitcoin works pretty well, but we need to solve a lot of problems still. So we want to bring those talent working inside the Bitcoin industry. How we do that? So we talk about technical stuff, but what we do with the students that join the team is starting from values. Because if you understand the values behind Bitcoin, why Bitcoin is being created, you understand why some technical choices has been made. So we started let them understand why Bitcoin is born. And after it, when they got it, they have the possibility to put hands on practice and start working on the technology and start building on top of it. So just to, not to brag about our numbers, but I want to show what was the evolution along these years. Now we have an average of 50, 55 members active in the team every year. More than 200 students pass by the team. And with all the events and stuff that we organized in Turin and the content that we created over the years, we became like a point of entrance for who start studying Bitcoin in Italy. We became really well known, so many people started following us, and we have a lot of events participated by a lot of people. And also a community around our events started being created, and now we have, I think, the biggest community in Italy, and this is awesome, because it started from the events created from Bitpolito. But the most important metrics is the things that we are most proud of, is that as our goal is bridging talents into the Bitcoin industry, is that more than 20 students nowadays work into Bitcoin companies. And this is something that really makes us proud, because it's good that they are working and they are providing value there, but it's also a metric that show how Bitpolito and Bitcoin in general has brought impact in the life of those students, because making these choices means that they choose to embrace the cause and work toward Bitcoin. So we are super proud of it. So just to show you a bit how we are organized inside the team, these are the main pillars. So to manage a group of 50 people, we are students, but we want to do stuff in the proper way. So we are structured a bit like a company. These are the three main pillars of Bitpolito. We have education, marketing to spread all the activities that we do in our team, and then Bitpolito Lab, that is where engineers build stuff. So just to show something, or some of the events that we created with Bitpolito, we brought in Turin like the most known name. Joe, we are waiting for you. So we have Saifeddin, and we have Peter Todd, Adam Beck, but many names came in Turin to speak about Bitcoin. And we also work a lot with the high schools, so we do introductory lecture to high school students near Turin, but all over the Italy. And we did this amazing path, that educational path that is Bit Generation. We are starting the fourth cycle this year, and it was created for high school students, and this is what made Bitpolito known also in the space. So a lot of things going on the education side, but also marketing is something that we really care about, because we have also design students inside the university, and we really think that making an appealing design and create something that is visually friendly and appealing is a way to attract people that doesn't know about Bitcoin. So differentiate, create a strong branding and good content to present properly our educations. To conclude, for our activities, we have done the Bitpolito Lab. We collaborated with many open source projects. We are doing developing and many other activities. We have our own infrastructure in our office, so we maintain nodes and other stuff. We are working on mining. We contributed with Stratum v2 protocol. Now, this year, we are concluding a collaboration with another open source company that is working on an open source project on mining. Then cryptography, Lightning Network, and many others projects. Also artificial intelligence. We want to create a chatbot for education run on our server on our office. So this is how Bitpolito is structured inside the activity that we do. And all the things that we've been able to achieve and do in these years is been possible also thanks to the partners and all the people that supported us along the years. We know that without them, probably we wouldn't be able to achieve what we did. These in some way also show that we are going in the right direction, because we see that people is appreciating what we are doing, and they see values behind it. So at this point of my speech, you might be asking, okay, I started saying that we are making Turin a Bitcoin city, but this is just what we did. So I will start doing some announcement here to tell you some really big things that are happening in Turin, and take it like as an invitation to come visit and see what's going on in Turin. As already said, we have the biggest community in Italy. We have more than 800 members in our community. We have weekly meetups with really interesting content, and this is the first things. But starting building inside the university, we've been able to I will announce here, like 2 years ago, we were announcing the first course organized by Polytechnic of Turin together with Plan B Network, our partner. This year, I will announce that in September 2026, there will be the second edition, an extended edition that will become an actual executive master inside Polytechnic of Turin. So a master on Bitcoin and Lightning Network, so pure signal, top-notch content, a program that is being created by Giacomo Zucco. So if any of you is interested, follow our content and subscribe to this incredible course that will be taken in Politecnico. We had huge, beautiful feedbacks from the course of last year. It will be a really technical deep dive into Bitcoin. So this is the first things inside the university. Another beautiful thing that is coming and we're building is Polytechnico's Bitcoin Research Observatory. So together with the professor that assists us, we want to start a research in Polytechnico, performed by Polytechnic of Turin on the mining industry. So it will be an analysis on the industry of mining. So if any Bitcoin company is hearing my speech or if will hear this speech, please get in touch with us. We are collecting the partner. We already know the people that will work on this observatory. So we are searching for partners that will join this research performed by Polytechnic of Turin. And what we also are creating, because students are growing, they are getting out of Bitpolito, performing a lot of stuff. What we really think is needed to build a Bitcoin city is get in touch with what is already there. In Torino, there is a really big industry in different sectors that we think is a good potential if we let them understand Bitcoin. We don't want to orange pill people, forcing people understanding Bitcoin. But we think that showing what we are doing into the space, so getting out of our bubble in Bitcoin space, we can bring them to work toward the same goals. So we want to create the Bitcoin Torino Association. Will be a place where Bitcoiner will work for bringing people and industry to work and see what we are doing in Bitcoin. So all those things that I mentioned are done by people, and people needs places where to discuss, as I said in the beginning of my speech, place to find together, to build stuff. And what we are super proud is that Fulgur Ventures, one of the most known venture capital in the space, choose to invest in Turin. They saw the value that is creating the potential of Turin. And I will show here a bit of a spoiler of what's going on, what they are building. At the beginning of the year, by the end of this year or the beginning of the next one, we will have the block space. So Fulgur Ventures bought 4 floors in a building inside one of the most beautiful squares in Turin. And there will be a place dedicated to Bitcoin for company to have offices and a lot of a space where events will be kept, and a beautiful place where Bitcoiner can hang and create stuff. So we have the academy, we have a place where people can meet and talk about Bitcoin, and we are bringing in people outside of the Bitcoin space. So what we are doing also is getting out. What we did with Bitpolito is starting this process. We participate in really important events in our city. The Future Week was having the most known people that is working in Turin. And we were there, and we were understanding that some people already know about us and already know and was interested about developing on Bitcoin. We also had the Italian Tech Week this year, and was surprising, one of the biggest events on tech where no one speaking about Bitcoin. So we get this occasion, we organize an event to speak about the startup, and now he's doing startup inside Bitcoin. And was a really nice event. We had some founders that came and tell their story in Turin to make the people know. And we got a lecture inside one of the, I think one of the most known business school in Turin that is all over the Europe. We have been invited to take a lecture on Bitcoin to executive masters in this Bitcoin school. So one step at a time, we are getting out and we are letting people understand what we are doing and building stuff. And we have really good feedbacks about it. So to conclude my speech, what I'm saying is that this is something that we see as a model. It's something that is also happening not only in Turin, but the beauty of Turin is that everything started from 3 students that was really passionate and really ambitious, that want to put their work to build something. So everything started from a Bitcoin team, people that want to talk about Bitcoin and deep dive into the technology. This brought investment and the creation of a Bitcoin hub, a place where people will know better about Bitcoin in Turin. And we really think that with the effort that we'll put in the following years, we will really be able to bring other people in other industries to know about Bitcoin, to work on toward that. We really also that the observatory and the works that is being performed by the academics inside the university is really needed because it's where ideas are created, where startups born, where the real values came out. And this is how we want to go in the direction of creating a Bitcoin city. So, as said before, all of you, I really invite you to come see what is going on in Turin. Is a lot of stuff, a lot of people, and if you pass by, I will be super happy to have you in Turin, and I will invite you to follow on all our social media and to follow our content, what we are doing. Thank you for listening to my speech, and have a good conference day. Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been a bit shorter than
No, don't worry, that's perfect. Grazie, Francesco.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for
Do you have any
Francesco after his talk this morning? If the audience wants to think of a question, I just wanted to ask you, how Bitcoin friendly is the city of Turin? Like, what you guys doing at the university is amazing, and particularly stats about the alumni, 20 plus alumni working in Bitcoin companies. Very cool. But how would you say the city of Turin is? Do you think we're going to have a similar thing to Lugano, where the city gets on board and it becomes more and more of a thing, or is the city a bit tricky to deal with? What do you think?
Yeah, in general, Turin city is a bit tricky to deal with, but the good thing is that everything that is coming out in Turin is built bottom up. So everything started, as I said, from building a community around events that we created with Bitpolito. So this was, I think, the key and the difference from many other things that are going around. So the beauty of having the university that is supporting us, it provided the possibility to have the credibility with ourselves about what we are doing, because talking about Bitcoin with the name of Polytechnic of Turin is making a difference, because all the people that approach when they see that is coming from the university is something that seems more reliable to people. So the good things is that creating and adding a little pieces every time, and use also these stages to bring what we are doing is really important to attract the attention. And we really think that entrepreneurs has the power to shape the society. So we have a really entrepreneurial mind, and we want to have people that want to build businesses in Turin to follow us and help us on creating and building this stuff.
Okay, great. Are there any other questions?
Yeah. Thank you.
What's the size of the Bitcoin Hub? So you started with a team of 3. Can you give some information about the organization and the offerings of the Bitcoin Hub, and how does that work?
Yeah, what I probably I will speak a bit better about it because everything started around Bitpolito, but is not all performed by Bitpolito. Actually, we are a students team. We do what I said in the beginning of my speech, but the partners and the people that get following what we were doing is starting investing. So Fulgur Ventures decided to buy this 4th-floor building inside one of the main squares in the city center. There will be 2 floors dedicated to public entrance. So you will enter this space and you will have an introduction to Bitcoin. People there to help you understand and set up your things. Floor beneath where events will be hosted and many activities will be held. And then there will be 2 floors dedicated to offices and like a co-working space where people can get there and work. So we would really like to have Bitcoiners that work, maybe travel around the world to come and stay spending some time in Turin. One good thing about Turin is that it's still a cheap city, I would say. It is not a huge rent or stuff. So it would be good to also have people traveling around the world to be there, to work there, spend their time building in Turin.
Super, great question, thorough answer, thank you. Any other questions for Francesco? Anything at all? Presumably, I want to know about the food in Turin. I want to know if I can spend sats in Turin. Do you guys have any questions for Francesco this morning? Anything at all about Bitpolito or maybe the Italian Bitcoin scene? Nothing at all? Okay, I'm going to ask one final one, as I know that we do have a few more minutes still.
Yes.
How many merchants accept Bitcoin in Turin right now? And what was it like when you started?
Yeah, this is where we are working a lot, also with the community. We are doing this aperitivo every Thursday, and it's something that is really also a work that we are performing to make other people accepting Bitcoin around. Is quite accepted. There is really is growing a lot. There is a lot of restaurants and places where you can go there, eat, spending Bitcoin. We are working, and the idea of the Bitcoin Turin Association is to bring also entrepreneurs and industry to merchants also to accept Bitcoin, to have more merchants accepting Bitcoin and have the possibility to live in Bitcoin in Turin. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you so much, Francesco. Please give a warm round of applause to Francesco this morning for warming us all up. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you, buddy. Grazie. Grazie.